All right, here we go. We're back. I'm back anyway. You guys were here. Good job. Appreciate y'all doing that. It is Wednesday, Tuesday. It's Tuesday today, right? All day. Hope yesterday was awesome. Hope tomorrow's even better. We're going to talk about how to win today. I'm a little bit hoarse today. I've had very short nights, very long days, active long days. And even last night, we're going to talk about this. Last night, it was 11 o'clock, and I'm at the Atlanta airport scrambling to get to the gate. I'm the last person on the flight to Destin.
Wow.
Because getting here is hard, or getting to where I was is hard. They're both hard, right? So I'm on the last flight. It's 11 o'clock. It's kind of cool with the time change because you leave at 11 and you get here at 11. It's interesting. But here's the other thing. Then they make me pack my I took a carry-on, so I don't have to go through freaking baggage. But of course, every flight is packed every time. So I got to check, or I got to put my carry-on into baggage, and then wait for the dang baggage to get unloaded.
And it takes forever in Destin.
Oh, it's so great. But at any rate, so I'm hustling, I'm running around, doing this stuff. It's 8 o'clock or 11 o'clock. And I'm a 9 to 5. I go to bed at 9 at night and get up at 5. But now what's happening is I'm going to bed at 3 and getting up at 5. And it's just, you can do that when you're young. This ain't young. So at any rate, I'm sitting there. I get on the plane, and all I want to do is just sleep and stare off into the darkness of the window. But in the back of my mind, I got this call this morning. I've got my people expecting me to be here this morning. And all the stuff I got to do. I've been off, right? And you guys are great. You're absolutely phenomenal in your efforts here. But it was planned. Not showing up today would have been an unplanned, unforced error. So I'm thinking, shit. Okay, what are we going to talk about? What are we going to do? What is all this stuff, right? And it would have been so easy just not to do it. To just
nail it in.
Just whatever it, right? You know what? We do this every day. What's one day? One day. Who cares? But then I started thinking, we got a pretty good audience here. I know the people who follow me on Facebook kind of show up every day. I expect them to be there every day. I expect my people to be here every day. At least on the days they're supposed to be here. If they have planned off, that's off. Go do your thing. But if you're supposed to be here, I want you here mentally, physically, emotionally. I want you here, right? Now, here's the other side of that. I know, I've been doing this a long time. I'm the biggest goofball there is. I know some days you can't be at your best. I get it. You're not operating on a 10. You're lucky to get to 3, right? But God dang it, get here anyway. Give us your best 3. I'll take a best 3 over a 0 every single day. Okay? Give me your best damn 3. So I'm going to give you my best 3 today. Here's what I got for you. I started thinking about it. Going to all my usual inspirational spots for ideas. And usually it's my people because they come with these questions, the same questions y'all have. So here's what I came up with. Commit to what is required. Go back to the basics. When you ain't got much in the tank, go back to the basics. Like your car. I was in college, right? I went back for my high school reunion. When you're low on gas, which in high school and college you're always low on gas, you got to turn off the AC. You got to start conserving, right? To get as far as you can get on whatever.
Turn off the lights.
Yeah, just
push.
Yeah, maximum output from the smallest on everything, right? That's the way it works, right? So same thing here, people. Commit to what is required and then do that, okay? It got me thinking about the other thing. You're not going to win the year on days like this. You're not going to win the week on days like this, but you can win the day. You can always win the day. So win the day. All right. So that's why I started thinking, I'm just going to win tomorrow. This was last night when I'm sitting on that airplane. And I'm a big guy. Sitting on airplanes absolutely sucks. But anyway, commit to what is required and then doing it. Oftentimes we get halfway there, right? We're committed. I'm doing it. Here's what we got to do. And then you forget the do part. Do it. Do it and do it and do it and do it. So then the question is, what is required? Well, if you're a real estate salesperson making your career selling real estate, helping buyers and sellers buy and sell real estate, it's talking to people. It's not opening and closing files. It's not studying the market, even though it's part of it. It's not open houses, even though it's part of it. It's not making sure your deal, if you have one, making sure your deals, if you have more, which is great. If you're in real estate sales, your job, when it comes down to everything, you boil out all the extra, it's talking to people about their goals, their plans for real estate in the next 12 months, buyers and sellers, right? So if you got to turn off the radio, all that other stuff, you got to turn off the AC and roll down the windows, whatever, what you're left with is talking to people. That's what we do, buyers and sellers. What are you doing in the next 12 months? Okay. So then the question is, all right, I get that. And I know a lot of people are gonna be like, okay, fine. That's what we're required to do. I got it. How do I do that though? All right, let's talk about it. Start with your phone. We all got them. Believe me, I just got back from being around a lot of people and everybody had them in their hands all the time, right? Go through your contacts and just start reaching out to the A's. Andy Adams, right? Whatever, that's who's first. Maybe be Aaron Aronson would be first, whoever, right? And just, here's what I would do if I was you. Or if you have your own coach, good, whatever. If you don't have a coach, whatever, just call them and say, hey, my coach, blame it on me. My coach told me to call folks in my phone and ask them, who do you know that is going to need help with real estate in the next 12 months, right? Blame it on me. And they'll tell you, no one, someone, whatever, right? And then when they do, listen, take the information they give you if it's someone and reach out to them. That's a lead, right? Mm-hmm. And then before you end, just say, hey, by the way, what are your plans? Okay. This could be your brother, your sister, could be your friends, could be anybody. But what it is a different frame. You're going to call them in a different frame. You're going to be calling them, I'm a real estate salesperson. My coach told me I need to call and then have that conversation. All right. People will like that. They'll get it. And then they'll start asking you, how's your mom, or whatever. And then be careful there because you don't want to get in these long-winded conversations. You say, you know what, she's great. Let me do this. At the end of the day, I'll call you back and we'll talk about mom. She's doing great. Stay on focus here, people. Okay. Mm-hmm. Call people until you get 5 conversations. That's it. Just 5. You might go 5 for 5. You might need to go 30 deep to get your 5. But go until you get 5, right? My coach told me, I didn't know you have a coach. Yeah, I see him every day, right? My coach told me to call 5 people on my phone, ask, who do you know that needs help with real estate? Simple as that, okay? When you're done with that, when you got those 5, okay, move to vendors, the mortgage person, the title person, the general contractor person, the appraisals, the whoever, right? Call them up. And here's what you're going to do. You're just going to ask them, how can I help you with your business? They'll be like, what? Yeah, I sell a lot of real estate. I don't sell any real estate, whatever. I'm trying to sell more real estate. And I know if I help you, it'll help me. How can I help you sell more real estate? And they'll say, oh, they'll say whatever they say, right? They'll say, well, if you send me, anybody who's looking to buy, I'll run their mortgage numbers or something. I'll do whatever. But what most of the time what people do is they revert back because they're salespeople just like you in a lot of cases. They'll say, you know what, that's really nice. Here's what you can do. Help me help you. What can I do to bring you some business that you bring back to me? And now you've got this little army of folks, this little mini mastermind about how you're going to help them. And at the same time, they're helping you. And most of them are going to say, you know what, I don't have anybody right now, but you're going to go from the basement of their mind to the penthouse of their mind. And it's just, once you throw that stone and the pool starts to ripple, they're going to have the conversation with you and they're going to be having lunch with somebody else. And it's just going to bump in. The karma is going to show up and karma's your friend. Okay, in this case. So it's the same thing. I have a coach. My coach told, or no, you don't have to do the coach. I'm sorry. This is the vendor. My fault. It's one of those mornings, right? There's my three. You just got three. So you call them up. How can I help? So-and-so is so-and-so Realty. I just want to ask you a real quick question. How can I help you? And be sincere about it. Mean it. How can I help you with your business? And mean it. Absolutely mean it. Listen to what they tell you, right? Help the ones that they give you, and then ask them for that. And I'll guarantee, don't ask them, hey, can you do this for me? Don't. They will volunteer. I promise you, they will volunteer. Okay. That's a conversation with vendors. Okay. Then that's 5 more. You might go 5 for 5. You might have to go 50 to get 5. But vendors are pretty good. You'll get through to them. Unless they're realtors, they don't answer the phone. But most vendors answer the phone. Okay. Businesses. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to get out of your comfort zone a little bit, right? If you're not already. And if you are already, well, then you might want to rethink real estate sales. But anyway, let's go down this road. Your next 5 people are going to come from businesses. The place where you go for lunch, for breakfast, where you work out, where you get your car washed, where you buy groceries. I don't know. Where you live your life when you're not in your own house. Go to those businesses. Go to the manager. Don't go just to the employee at the front desk or the whatever. Go to the manager. This is the same thing as a vendor. And you're going to say, you know what? I'm a local business too. I'm a real estate agent. I run a local business in our world, same as you. Let me ask you something. How can I help you? How can I help you in your business? Well, have your friends come in and have lunch. Matter of fact, here's 10% off if they come in for lunch, or if they get their dry cleaning, here's every 8th one free, or whatever they do. Because again, they're business people are going to say, thank you for thinking of me. Matter of fact, how can I help you? Here's something to have your people so they'll come into my business. And now you got something of value to give your people, all right, that are local. And you're just starting this whole circle of businesses helping clients, helping people and businesses and clients. It's just a circle that gets going, and you're giving it a push. Just go out and have 5 conversations. And again, the conversation is easy. I have a real estate coach who told me to talk to 5 managers or owners of local businesses and ask them how I can help you. It can be as simple as that. And they'll say, oh, you must have a good coach. All right, well, cool. Let's see. You could do this, or matter of fact, how about if I do this for you? I promise it's an easy conversation. The first one's going to be a little weird because it's probably a little off for you, but go do it. There's 5 more. We're now up to what, 15, 5, 10, 15? Okay. Mm-hmm. And the last one, you can door knock or call around a just listed, just sold. All right. And until you get 5. You might have to go 100 deep here. I don't know, to get 5. You might go 5 for 5. But again, that's an easy conversation. Yeah, hi, it's Joe, or it's John. It's John Moran, Keller Williams Realty's at the beach here in Destin. How are you? Great. Awesome. Love it. Just wanted to let you know, we just listed another home in your neighborhood. All right. This one's just around the corner on Main Street. 3 bedroom, 3 bath, 1,900 square feet. We're on the market for $585,000. Curious. Who do you know would want to own in the neighborhood? Done. Some will, some won't. Some will slam the door in your face. Some will tell you get lost, spray you with mace, kick you, and all that stuff. Whatever. Pretty sure I've never been sprayed with mace or kicked. All right. They'll tell me, yeah, thank you, no. All right. Didn't waste much time there. All right. But as simple as that, right? Oh, hi, I'm so-and-so with such and such realty. We just sold another home in your neighborhood. This one's right around the corner over on Elm Street. And it was a 4 bedroom, 3 bath, 2,100 square foot. It sold for $785,000. And I know in one sells, a couple more getting ready to come on the market. Just curious. When do you plan on moving? Some will, some won't. Go until you get 5. Okay. By the end of the day, you're at 20 people. And I absolutely promise you, if you do that, 20 people, there'll be a lead in there. There might be a right now lead. There might be a future lead, but there's going to be a freaking lead in there. Okay. Those are your basics. Okay. Those are your basics. I forget to write in those others. 3, we're at 3. Okay. So let's review. When you're not at your best, show up. Just show up. Give them your best 3. Give them your best 2, 1. Zeros are not allowed. Do not take the zero. Okay. Fall back on your basics. What I told you today is freaking real estate 101. You know why I can tell you that? Because I've lived it for 20 years. I could be half asleep on an airplane late at night after I didn't start in Atlanta. Believe me there. Multiple trips into this multiple trip. I got zero brain cells, but I can fall back on my basics because it's been beating my head, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then focus on winning the day, not winning the year. You never don't win the year, win the day. See, here we go. We're at 3 again. Here's another opportunity for this. So I'm letting you know how to work this. So there you go. Mark, tell me what you think about this.
You know, when you're talking about the vendors, most vendors are hit up of give me. And it makes me think of one of my all-time favorite books, top 5, is Up From Slavery by Booker T. Washington. And he talks about becoming the indispensable man in a community. And it's coming from contribution. And his college, Tuskegee, made more millionaires at the turn of the century than Harvard at the time, right after slavery was abolished. But it was focusing on going in and adding value, and in such a way that, you know, for him, it was, they won't see that you are a slave. They will see you as indispensable because you're adding so much value. And I think that's a big key, is these are valuable conversations. We think they're small, but they're valuable for the person that is sitting on the fence going, we're wanting to do this, but where do we even get started? You've got that. You've got that. They're in a little discombobulation. And whether it's the person, the friend we're talking to, or the vendor, you lean in with that, the business will come to you. And last thing I'd say is, when you look at the lead generation model that the Millionaire Real Estate Agent has, the bullseye are those vendor partners. And we know that if we build those relationships deep in that vendor area, we can hit it out of the park with less effort.
Here's a couple things on the vendor thing. Okay. Remember, you're not the only realtor in their world. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you will be higher up their chain if you provide value. If you give them business, they'll want to give you back business. That's a big one, right? If you give them knowledge, expertise, insight, they will do the same for you. If you're there for them on a Sunday afternoon or whatever off hours, they will be there for you in off hours. So this is a two-way street. Julie, tell me about when you're not at your best, which is weird for you. Just pretend like you didn't eat, like you know that's why.
So I'm thinking about Michael Phelps, and Darren Hardy talks about him in a book, The Compound Effect. And he talks about Michael Phelps saying every day, you know, whether it was 4 a.m, 5 a.m, he was in the pool. And there were days he didn't feel like it. There were days that he was tired. There were days that didn't go well. But what he said was, you don't win the gold medal in the Olympics the day that you win the gold medal in the Olympics. And just like you said, John, you know, this is the Win the Day podcast, and some days you don't feel like it. And you said, and some days you don't win the day. And I would argue with you and say, this is the day that you win the day. Mm-hmm. Because yes, on this podcast, we talk about nuts and bolts and scripts and timing and prioritization and organization and what to do every day. But the point here today is you do it every day. You show up when you don't feel like it. That's how you win the day, win the week, win the month, win the year, is by showing up, you know, whether it's 3 a.m, 5 a.m, whatever it has to do. When you win the day, when you show up and you do the thing you said you're going to do.
Perfect. That's so true. You win the year and the days on the days you don't feel like doing it, but you do it anyway. Mm-hmm. It's easy to be good when it's easy. Yeah. Everybody can do it.
Consistency.
Yeah. Destiny, tell us the story.
I don't really have a story. I'll just say that I feel like I'm in a position where I know other people are watching. You know, I'm not as grand as you guys have arrived to the place where you are yet, but I know other people are watching. So to show up is important to me because I know there's other agents that are new like me that are watching. and I want to be good influence to them. And so on days like today, I don't feel good. I wanted to stay in bed myself. The rain was sounding so peaceful, but it's no, get up, push, get dressed, go into the office and get some work done. And so being on the show is important to me. And I feel like showing up and staying consistent is important because other people are also watching.
Love it. Love it. Hey, I'm going to add to that because people are watching.
Mm-hmm.
So be careful what you're doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of those guys, I don't want to have my business on my car because every now and then I lose my mind and start yelling, right? I don't want that. But at the same time, maybe that'd be a good accountability for me. I don't know. But so I'm back at my 40-year high school reunion, right? I know it's hard to tell. You think it was like yesterday I just graduated, but no, it was 40 years ago, 1984. And I was talking to a gal. I hadn't talked to him 40 years, right? And it's weird, guys, because back in the day, I was a little loose, kind of a goofball, right? But I always worked hard, but you didn't see it because it was somewhere else. It was on the practice field or whatever. And I've been really, fairly successful in my job because I show up every day and I work hard. I do all this stuff. I got okay grades. I never really spent much time in the library, but I spent the time when it was required to get the effort or to get the result I needed. But so this girl says to me, she's been reading my Facebook posts. I put out a lot of stuff now and whatever. She says, I didn't know you were smart. I always thought you were a goofball. I was like, well, I'm glad you think I'm smart now. Right? But my point of that whole thing is I'll tell you another one.
It's better than, oh, you used to be so smart.
Yeah, right? Think about all the people that you knew on a social where you saw them back then at the bar or whatever when you're out. That's the only time you ever saw them. They think, oh my God, you're out every night. Well, the only time you see me is when I'm here and you're here at the same time. So that's kind of interesting too. But so there's this thing. And they think, oh, I thought you were just out every night. Well, just the nights you're out when I'm here too. So again, it's a perception. So be careful how you present yourself when you're not presenting yourself, because you're always presenting yourself, right, Destiny?
For sure.
That's a cool thing.
Well, and in your defense, John, when we were in high school and college, we didn't even think about what our persona was then was how am I viewed by my peers and by someone who I might be interested in and have a crush on.
Yeah.
And am I the funny guy? Am I the smart girl? Am I, it's a different world.
Yeah. I was not the quiet one in the back.
I wasn't either.
And thank God we didn't have social media when we were growing up.
Oh my Lord. All right. So we're at 23. We're at playing time in this. So, hey, if you're going to win the day here, here's what I want you to show up. Give us your best, whatever it is. You don't need a 10. If you're going to be a best 3, be a best 3. Show up and reach out to the people in your phone. 5. Reach out to the vendors. They'll love you. Ask them what you can do for them. Now, reach out to the business people. This is about creating an army. All right. An army of one isn't enough. Create your army. And then all around, knock around, do something. You just listed your souls. Get known. Okay. Anybody else have last words?
Yeah, John, I just want to take, if you do those 5 things, all right, you have 4 or 5 things, right? 5 times 5 is 25 times 50 weeks is 1,250. You're looking at, if you do all of those each day, they're simple disciplines. That's 5,000 touches a year. You're going to win. The numbers are in your favor.
You can't lose. Yeah. Anything else?
I would just say, remember, this is the Win the Day podcast, and you're going to get nuggets. You never know what nugget you're going to get that is going to change the trajectory of your business or your life. It's every day. So show up, be here, show up and learn and share.
Yep.
Destiny, can you add? Right, good.
That was good. I'll add that you just stick with it. It takes consistency. It takes time, but those deals will come if you do the work now. Do those 5 calls times 5, 25 calls, 25 touches a day. It'll pay off. Just stick with it.
There you go, people. You got a good plan for the day. Let's go win it. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Bye.